Dear children, we are now going to read the story given in chapter 7. The name of the story is Golu Grows a Nose. Rudyard Kipling was an English journalist, novelist, poet, and short story writer. His most popular work of fiction is The Jungle Book. The Jungle Book has made him known and loved by children throughout the world. Golu is the main character in the story Golu Grows a Nose. He was always curious about things and would ask difficult and weird questions which his family could not answer. Long, long ago, an elephant had no trunk. He had only a bulgy nose as big as a boot. He could wiggle it slightly from side to side but couldn't pick up things with it. There was a baby elephant called Golu. He too had no trunk but only a bulgy nose as small as a small boot. Golu was young and playful. He was full of questions for all the things around him. One day he asked his tall aunt, the ostrich, "Why don't you ever fly like other birds?" Then he asked his tall uncle, the giraffe, "What makes your skin so spotty?" He asked his huge uncle, the hippopotamus, "Why are your eyes always so red?" He asked his hairy uncle, the baboon, "Why do melons taste like melons?" The ostrich, the giraffe, the hippopotamus, and the baboon had no answer to Golu's questions. One day, Golu met a myna bird sitting in the middle of a bush and he asked her, "What does the crocodile have for dinner?" The myna said, "Go to the banks of the great Limpopo River and find out." Golu went home. He took with him 100 sugar canes, 50 dozen bananas, and 25 melons. Then he said to his family, "Goodbye, I am going to the great Limpopo River. I'll find out what the crocodile has for dinner." He had never seen a crocodile and didn't know what one looked like. He met a python and asked him, "Have you ever seen a crocodile? What does he look like? What does he have for dinner?" The python uncoiled himself from the branch of a tree but said nothing. He seemed to be in pain. Golu politely caressed him and helped him to coil around the branch again and said goodbye. Golu moved on, eating sugar canes, bananas, and melons. After a few days, he reached the very edge of the great Limpopo River. It was a vast body of water, and its bank was grassy and lush green with numerous tiny flowers. On the bank of the river, he saw a log of wood. It was really the crocodile who winked at him. "Excuse me," said Golu, "have you ever seen a crocodile?" The crocodile winked again and lifted half his tail out of the mud. "Come here, little one," said the crocodile. "I'll show you what a crocodile is. But why do you ask such a question?" "I want to know. Come, come, come close, little one, for I am none but the crocodile." He shed crocodile tears to show it was quite true. Golu felt something fishy. He was afraid, but he sat down calmly on the bank and said, "You are the very person I was looking for. Please tell me what you have for dinner." "Come here, little one, and I'll whisper the answer to you," said the crocodile. Golu put his head down close to the crocodile's snout, and the crocodile caught him by the nose. "I think," said the crocodile, "today a baby elephant will be my dinner. Let me go." "You are hurting me, Mr. Crocodile," screamed Golu. The python, who had been quietly following Golu, came to the bank and said, "Pull, pull as hard as you can. If you do not pull as hard, the crocodile will drag you into the stream." Golu sat back on his little haunches and pulled and pulled. The crocodile slipped into the water, making it all creamy with great sweeps of his tail, and he also pulled and pulled at Golu's nose to drag him inside. Then the python coiled himself round Golu's stomach and said, "Let's pull harder." Golu dug in all his 4 legs in the mud and pulled. The nose kept on stretching. At each pull, the nose grew longer and longer. The nose was now 5 feet long, and it hurt Golu a lot, but it was free at last. Golu sat down with his nose wrapped up in a big banana leaf and hung it in the great grassy Limpopo River to cool. Golu sat there for 2 days waiting for his nose to cool and to shrink. It became cool, but it didn't shrink. Golu sulked and frowned. At the end of the second day, a fly came and stung Golu on the shoulder. Golu lifted his long nose, that is his trunk, and with it hit the fly dead. "Advantage number 1," hissed the python. "You couldn't have done it with a small nose. Do not sulk. Try and eat a little now." Golu put out his trunk and plucked a large bundle of grass. He dusted it against his 4 legs and stuffed it into his mouth. "Advantage number 2," hissed the python. "You couldn't have done it with a small nose. Don't you think the sun is too hot now?" Golu scooped up some mud from the bank and slapped it on his head. "Advantage number 3," hissed the python. "You couldn't have cooled yourself with a small nose." "Thank you, Mr. Python," said Golu gratefully. "I'll remember. Whatever happens, happens for the best. Now I'll go back to my family."